Hi,
Hello?
welcome back to
What
What the
the
Deaf
deaf?
podcast. So,
I think they finally want to know.
why we've been sharing a bed for a year? You want to
Yeah.
explain that?
Well, sure. But it's also your story as well. Really, it's more about you anyways, because why did you share a bed with me in my own house? So,
Well, really, when I made the initial decision to move to California from Nebraska, I took a huge risk by selling my house,
quit.
everything. Like,
Quit.
yeah, and I quit my job. I already explained
I
that.
know, but for those who are new and don't know, hello. Hi guys.
New listeners, yes. So I quit my job and basically left everything that I had in Nebraska, uprooted to California. And I am very fortunate to have such wonderful people like this gal over here
Aw.
who rescued me and made sure that I wasn't living on the streets.
Wait, hold on. But I thought your dream was to become a beach bum.
I know my parents said no, though. So I
Oh,
decided
okay,
to give them
respect.
peace of mind. And I slept in your bed instead of the street or the beach. So, yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But really, the original plan was for me to move in with your parents.
Right. In my childhood bedroom.
Yeah. We
And you
literally
literally did move.
we painted, we
And we
rearranged, decorated, and made it my
made it feel like it
bedroom.
was yours.
Yeah. And bless your parents. But I think I slept there like what,
I mean, out of the whole year, maybe
10
like
nights?
10
Yeah.
nights out of 365 days.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
And it's not because I don't like her parents by any means. I love her parents with all of my heart, but it was just timing. We were working on this podcast and we worked out together in the mornings. And so I just figured, with going back and forth, it just, from your parents' house to your house, when I spent majority of my days there. And then at night we drink wine. I'm like, well, I can't even drive home anyways. So I'm like, no, I'm just going to sleep. I slept there the first night, second night, third night.
And then it became a habit.
And then it became a normal thing where we would just get into bed together and say goodnight and go to bed and wake up.
Literally found a routine.
Yeah.
And I only lived like 15 minutes away from my parents' house, but
with California traffic.
Yeah, I know. It became like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So every day to commute, we were at the point in our careers where we were hustling for this podcast, really just hustling for everything. So why not just do it together? It was more convenient. Unfortunately, my house is a 1-bedroom, 2-bathroom place, and it's not really big enough for the both of us, but we both have the mindset of like, we're just going to do it because we know it's only temporary. And we actually made awesome memories with it.
Yeah.
But holy cow, it was a mindset shift.
For sure.
And granted, I lived in my house for 7 years before Carly moved in alone. And I haven't had a roommate for a while, but then again, you didn't really feel like a roommate, Carly.
Right? I know.
It didn't feel that way, even though we shared a bed. I mean, honestly, I feel like we were in a relationship, but without the physical part. Again, I love you, but not like that. But it was all about mindset.
Yeah. And I honestly, so many times I would hear from people who saw me give up everything in Nebraska to move to California. And they're like, how? Or why? Like, it's so expensive out there. And they would come up with so many different reasons why they didn't do it themselves. Well, I'm like, okay, don't get me wrong. It's tough. You might look at me and think it was really easy for me to wrap everything up in Nebraska and move. I shared a bed with my best friend for a year. We have tested our friendship, tested our mindset, but this was something that I really wanted. And I had to surrender or give up a lot of things to make this happen. I gave up my house, which is one of them, my bedroom, my own closet,
your independence,
my own space to reach this dream of mine that I've always been wanting.
Okay, so now I'm curious, why California? Why was this your goal to move to California out of everywhere? I mean, I understand you have an itch, you like to travel, you want to travel, but why California?
For so many different reasons, I think. my personality, I can't settle into one place for a very long time. I like to move around. And growing up, California was just always something that I was curious. I'm like, palm trees, the beach, mountains,
Uh, Me?
Sarah. I'm like, why not? Just give it a try and see what California has to offer for me. And like your mom always said, California is like the ruby red slippers that you tap together.
True.
All the opportunities are there. And I don't know, when I have nothing to lose, why just sit there wondering what it would be like if I moved there? Just do it. And here I am.
And again, Carly, you're the type of person who steps out of your comfort zone. Because, I mean, you could have easily just settled in Nebraska. You had a full-time job. It was easy money. It was stable. You had a whole house to yourself. You bought a house, which is a great investment. Your family was in Nebraska. You had a life there. But something told you within yourself that you wanted more than that. You wanted to take a risk, to step outside of your comfort zone. And you really can't mentally prepare for that, but you did.
I think a lot of people forget that there's so much more to life than just money or their jobs, careers. Okay, yeah. Careers and jobs is very important to maintain a living. Yes. But they put that as a priority over their mental health, their happiness, their own personal life needs. And I got to the lowest point where I felt like I had everything I needed. And I've accomplished those expectations in society where I had a full-time job. I bought a house, but my happiness was not there. And that's a huge, important aspect of my life. I want to be happy. When I'm happy, I will do good with my job. I will be motivated to succeed in more things in my life than just being settled. And I just felt like California had that for me. And so, again, here I am.
It's interesting that you said that because we talked about our low points and career and money that's not making you happy, but your experience in mental health is really your happiness. Wow, right now with COVID and last year with 2021 was a tough year for me mentally. And the fact that you moved was the best part of 2021 for me. Wait,
Yeah, no, 2020.
honestly, I lose track of all, was that 2 years ago?
2020 and 2021 is equivalent to a year. I mean, let's be real.
Okay, perfect. But for me in my career, I wasn't getting a lot of jobs and income and acting opportunities. And it didn't really hit me until recently. And I felt so low of not getting my dreams of acting and be able to do what I love. And I started thinking about money, and I never thought about money with acting before. I was so excited to roll up my sleeves and continue my passion of acting and my passion of making a difference. And I always had something to fall back on, whether that was coaching volleyball, coaching CrossFit, just something that kept me distracted from not getting a job. But now in 2021, with COVID, with masks, just overall less opportunities, it was really difficult for me. I went through a tough mental struggle of trying to push for my dreams because I know it's going to happen, but I really have been feeling low lately. It's been tough.
Yeah, it's tough, but it's all about your mindset. At the end of the day, you could easily just go one way or another. Like there's two different ways. You can start feeling sorry for yourself that you didn't get the job, but I've watched you and you're very like, okay, you know what? I didn't get this role or whatever, in the acting career, which is a very, very tough career field to begin with. So maybe you didn't get a job or a role, it didn't work out in your favor. And you look at it and say, wasn't meant to be. Let's move on. However, like inside, it's still hard. Everyone goes through that, just feeling insecure. Was I not good enough? What did I do wrong? What could I do differently next time? All those things are going on in your mind. And you looked at it and said, you know what? Wasn't meant to be. Let's go to the next opportunity, which is such a beautiful mindset and very tough to have.
Oh, it took me a while to accept that, but I always allow myself to feel the feelings that I need to feel in that moment, but I do not allow it to let it consume me, because if I continue to feel self-pity or think, why am I not good enough? It'll just eat me up. And my mental health will just go down. Again, it takes practice. I just allow myself to feel defeated for just a little bit. And then I change that. And I'm like, no. Life has a plan already set for you. You just continue with your journey. And it might not work out in the way that you envision it, but that's a fun thing about life. There's always something around the corner. There always is. You just have to have that mindset. Again, it's tough though. I mean, I don't think I've ever experienced such a low point like 2021. I think for many people too, it's been a struggle.
And not only that, but for me, I saw how important it was to surround myself with positive people. It's amazing how much that can shift your perspective on life. I mean, I'm not saying that I surround myself with negative people all the time, but just the reaction that I get when something happens to me. For example, an awful situation happened to me and I bring it to you. You instantly will find positive things about it and give me words of encouragement. And that makes me think, okay, that situation wasn't so bad. It could have been worse. Or, it could be something horrific, but I am extremely grateful for what I do have in my life. But if I tell another person and they're like, oh, it's awful, these people are making mistakes, or that's terrible, it puts me down a deeper, dark hole a lot easier. And so it's not only my own mindset, but it really depends on my beautiful people that I have in my life who gives me support through the tough times.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the best things. And looking back in my upbringing, I realized growing up, I didn't have many friends, which, I mean, that was fine. I just went about my daily life. But looking now at 28 years old, and I see the group of people who are in my life who support me and love me and are so positive and like-minded, it gives me the drive and determination to continue and to not settle for anything less than that. So it's nice to see all the support, because I mean, I could do it on my own, but it's always nice to have support and encouragement from the people you surround yourself with.
I love that. And for that, I am forever grateful to make the decision that I did to move to California and be able to see what I deserve in life and to see what I am capable of, even though a lot of people look at me and say, oh, you're so lucky. You're so lucky to live in California. Or you're lucky for this and lucky for that. But you don't really see what I've been through during this process. This process was not easy. There's so many times where I call Sarah and I'm like freaking out. Like, do I make this huge change? But you don't understand. I own a house. You don't understand. I was so insecure. But once I finally dropped the ball and just did it, now look at me. It's a complete 180 turn. I'm a completely different person. It's amazing.
For sure. And I've seen you grow from your experiences in Nebraska and your experiences in college to now where you're so rooted in California and seeing the woman that you've become and you grew into. I mean, who you are becoming is such a beautiful thing to watch. And your environment was a huge difference and made a huge impact on you. To see you thrive in California makes my heart so happy to watch. And it inspires me to continue pursuing my dreams. And that's all I can ever ask for.
Yeah. And after 9 years of a long distance relationship, we move in, live together. It made a huge difference to the point where we could just text each other and say, Sarah, I'm gonna need some wine tonight. And we just go to the store, buy some wine, and let's go. We'd sit down and talk. It was so nice.
Instead of buying a plane ticket, I swear, if I look back on all my plane tickets that I bought, I should probably get like the gold platinum card from my airline.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because we just keep going back and forth.
No shit. I'm still earning points because I go back to visit my family, but I can't win in both situations. So, but I am very grateful to have beautiful people within my family and friends who have supported us and encouraged us to get to where we are today. And we would never be here if it wasn't for all of the support we've received, including you guys and our audience who listen to our podcast.
And support, and who love us and encourage us to continue doing this. Because again, even this podcast is a mindset as well.
Oh, yeah.
It's been tough.
Oh, yeah.
Even season 1 was so much fun. And there was a lot of new journeys and experiences and a lot of work that went into it. And then season 2 was a huge, I mean, huge hill to
Oh,
climb.
yeah.
And we finished that. But now into season 3, because of our audience, you guys all asked us to go back to the format of season 1 to talk about our stories. It's still tough to like balance out everything and be inspired and to continue releasing episodes.
Yeah. And we did it.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. We needed probably a bottle or two, maybe 3 glasses of wine to
And some
get
whiskey.
going, but we did it.
And it's worth it because honestly, this is my favorite season yet. The things we talk about, how vulnerable we are, and the audience gets to learn about us, and we learned so much about you all. It's a really cool relationship.
Yeah. So, speaking of that, if you guys have any questions or you want some more details, information on anything, please feel free to contact us at
questions@whatthedeaf.com. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram for all the fun updates. Even though we suck at social media, we're trying. But where can they find us?
At What the Deaf.
Yes,
I
queen.
can't wait to see all of your questions and continue this beautiful conversation.
Absolutely. We love you all, and we'll see
See
you
you
next
next
week.
week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. We would like to thank dpan.tv and their services at aslcaptions.com for making the transcripts and captions of this podcast accessible for everyone.
If you're looking for captioning or transcript services, they do amazing work.